Hi guys, I'm Melissa from Starry Family Farm, and today I'm going to show you how to sex your rabbits. It's pretty easy once you see the difference. I have definitely made mistakes when doing this, but I learned from those mistakes. Because the boys and the girls both have a protrusion, but the boys is longer, and then obviously when they get a little bit older, they grow like the balls. But I'm going to show you exactly what each sex looks like so that you can easily tell the difference. I'm heading outside to put some of the rabbits outside in their exercise cages because it has been beautiful for the last about a week. So we are super excited about spring finally being here, and we are hoping that it doesn't go away. We are so over the freezing temperatures and the snow. We have had actual spring weather for the last few days, and so it has been really nice. And the rabbits have really enjoyed getting outside again after being stuck in the shop all winter when it was too cold for them to be outside. But right now our dilemma is that we only have 4 outside cages, and so we put them out like every other day. Like we put 3 of them out one day and then the other 4 the other day, and then like we just keep rotating them so they all get some fresh air and some fresh grass, and so they can all enjoy being outside until we get some more exercise cages built.
Guys, what you doing?
Hit rewind, click delete. Stand face to face with the younger me. All of the mistakes, all of the heartbreak. Here's what I do differently. I'd live like I'm not scared. Give when it's not fair. Live life for another. Take time for a brother. Fight for the weak ones. Speak out for freedom. Find faith in the battle. Stand tall but above it all. Fix my eyes on you. On you. I learned the lines and talked the talk. Everybody knows it, everybody knows it. But the road less traveled is hard to walk. Everybody knows it, everybody knows. It takes a soldier who knows his orders to walk the walk I'm supposed to walk. And live like I'm not scared. Give when it's not fair. Live life for another. Take time for a brother. Fight for the weak ones. Speak out for freedom. Find faith in the
They're so dirty. I don't know. They're always yellow. I don't know if they like pee on each other or pee on themselves, but they are so gross looking. And I never, ever, ever have wanted a white rabbit. But our mama Willow had these 2, and they were the only 2 that survived out of her litter. And they were, of course, so cute when they were little. But they grew up, and now they're just kind of gross looking. I'm going to show you how to sex the rabbits on these 2 black rabbits. They are brother and sister. This is the boy. He's super friendly. These are what we believe are mini Rexes. We adopted them from the animal shelter, and we are hoping to use them for 4-H this year. What do they smell like? What do they smell like? They are much friendlier than our other rabbits. I've heard that their breed is a very cuddly breed and just kind of a relaxed and chill breed. And you can tell that this is the girl because she has that, what looks like a double chin. See the extra skin hanging underneath her mouth, and they will develop those as they get older. These guys are only, I don't think they're even a year old yet. These guys like to be pet, like I said, but they do not like to be handled. They just aren't super used to it, especially during the winter when the kids don't come down here very much and actually like spend time with them. So before the fair, they're gonna need to get down here and be practicing with these guys on a daily basis. Oh, it's okay. So I have him in the proper position for checking. So the first thing, if they're a little bit older, their testicles will have dropped. And so see right here, this is a ball. And on the other side, there is a ball. You can feel them, they're squishy. And usually if they have that, you know, you would know that it was a boy. But to go one step further, there's this hairy area right here. You're going to push, just push at the top of it, and this protrusion will come out here. You can see that this is a very long protrusion. This is a boy. Let me try and get closer. I didn't want you to come close. Okay. Oh. Okay, right there. So if you push down up here, you'll see a very large protrusion. That will tell you that it is a boy, along with the balls on either side of that. Okay. Is it going? Okay, this is our girl rabbit. And like I said before, she has like this extra layer of skin right here. And that would give you an indication that that was a female, because the males do not get that. Okay, so I'm going to get her to the proper position. It's on her back. Okay, there we go. I'm going to have, okay, so with the girl bunnies, you'll look around the private area. There's no balls there. It's just fur. So that would tell you that's a girl. But if it's a younger rabbit, the balls may not have dropped yet. So we're going to do the same thing as the boy. We're just going to push the top and push the top of there. And you can see that it is a much smaller protrusion, and it's actually an opening. So you'll see that it is split, and that is actually an opening instead of a protrusion. So we know that that is a girl rabbit. Oh, you're being so sweet. You're being so sweet. And that is how you sex a rabbit. Super easy once you know what you're looking for. And that way you'll know how to tell if you ever go get a pair of rabbits and you want them to be cage mates, then you'll know, what to look for as far as not getting a boy and a girl, unless you're going to get one or both of them fixed so that you don't have babies. So there's a breeder that we got our first 2 rabbits from, which are these guys right here. We got Carrots first, and they thought that he was a girl, and then we got Willow second, and they thought that Willow was a boy. And so we kept having babies, and it was during the winter, and we were just new to all of it. And every time we'd have babies, we assumed that this was the one having them. So we'd bring the babies into the house with the dad. And so this happened a couple of times, and we're like, oh, she won't take care of them. And then they just die really quickly because it's so cold out. And so finally, after having a couple litters of babies that didn't make it, we brought him in the house thinking that he was the mom, when it had been about 29 days since the last delivery. And we got a nesting box ready, and everything was ready for babies. So I went out to do animal tours, I think the next morning, and I was in complete shock when I found what we thought was the boy, Willow. We thought this was the boy with babies in the cage, and we're like, what? Our minds were completely blown that who we thought was the boy was actually the girl, and that's why the babies weren't getting taken care of when we took her out of the equation, thinking that she was the dad. But we just took the breeder's word for it, and we didn't check ourselves. So You could avoid mistakes like this by knowing how to sex your own rabbits. Also, we have found that when cohabitating, it is best to put boys with girls. They do much better together because male rabbits and female rabbits are very territorial, but when we had these two together, they got along awesome. It's just that they kept having babies and we didn't want to, you know, end up with hundreds and hundreds of rabbits. But when she had her babies that finally made it, those two white ones, they're both boys, and we put them in a cage together, and they were caged together for quite a few months until we started noticing issues. They were pulling each other's hair out, and they were trying to hump each other, trying to basically dominate each other. And it got to the point where they were making each other bleed. And so at that point, we're like, okay, you guys have to live separately. But the girls, a pair of girls also can be very aggressive towards each other, because we then put Willow in with our black bunny, and it was the same kind of issue. Willow was super territorial, and she hurt the black bunny's eye and was always just being really mean to her. So we ended up just separating out everybody since we don't want babies, and it has been pretty peaceful that way. So I would definitely put them in pairs of boy-girl, and if you don't want bunnies, then get one of them fixed or both of them, or just keep them all separate.